So earlier today, I showed you this piece, um, how I fixed it up and put it out. And there was a storm earlier. There was like literally raining and thunderstorms, black clouds everywhere earlier. A couple out like not too long ago, just about like hours ago or whatever. After leaving this out for a while, for those couple hours, and coming back out and seeing amazing suns out, shining bright, blue skies above us, some haze, some hazy shit a little bit, and it's still dissipating some of those things and some of that. Still some haze, but nice clear skies, puffy clouds, white clouds on black ones. No more rain, and it's been raining and thunderstorms even still with no cloud coverage. It's weird. But we had like heavy lightning and thunder and rain last night, like crazy out of nowhere. That's when I was disassembling this and taking it apart and fixing it, and I had it turned upside down and everything. I was trying to demonstrate to people what happens when you make these the wrong way and what these things could do, and how, you know, the forces against us are using this technology against us, like with their cell phones and their technology and like street lights and crosswalks and things that we seemingly know as everyday um, technological or technology that we see every day. It's just it's being used against us. So it's subtle. It's subtle energy. So the silent death tone that's emitted from these things when they're not made right is what they use against us. Every like floor, road, building, hospital, house, any any kind of building should be made with the accumulation chambers that that Wilhelm Reich made, because if every house was built like those organ accumulators, we would be healing inside our houses. We'd be healing walking on the roads. We'd be healing walking on the sidewalk. We'd be healing everywhere we go. We'd be healing using the technological devices that we have. We'll be healing using cell phones. They'll heal us instead of harm us. But now they have them the opposite way, because they could either do one or two things, positive or negative. They could either hurt you or harm you. They could either heal you or hurt you. I'm all tongue twisted. Went from a storm out of nowhere, crazy thunderstorm out of nowhere, to just limiting this and making a crazy storm appear and shit, helping it appear, coming or whatever. Maybe it was already on its way. Who knows? But usually when that's the case, that's what happens. When there's already a storm coming and you start doing shit like that, like how I was disassembling it, taking it apart, and putting it upside down to show people what happens when you do it the wrong way, it usually generates and brings those things more faster rather than pushing them away. So right now, if it was supposed to be raining right here and stuff like that for a couple more days or a day, it's not. This shit's made right. That's what the spirals going to the right. So when you get a copper coil, this is the end. Say this is the end. This is the end of it. Start at one end, right? You just start bending it to the right. Start going to the right. Start going to the right. That's how you do it. Bend it up, bend it up, bend it up, bend it up like that. It goes to the right. If you make it so the spiral is going to the left, and going that way, then it's going to do the opposite. It's going to bring positive ions, which aren't good for your health, and will cause more nanobots to fall down and more toxins, heavy metals, and illnesses, and viruses, disease, and everything that's up there, everything they're trying to bombard us with is going to come down. And what it does is it's magnetic to the power lines and the street poles and the neighborhoods and the blocks. And people who have those types of satellite dishes on their house, it's attracted to those things. But people who have the old school satellite dishes or TV dishes, the big ass, big old ones from back in the day, those things actually clear the skies and clear up the chemtrails and move that shit away. But these newer ones, these smaller ones, actually do the opposite. So at one point, those big old dishes on top of your house were actually fucking cool to have, actually good thing to have on top of your home. But they took them away for a reason. They knew what they do, so they now have these for people to have. And I've done the studies and I've seen it with my own eyes and experimented with this long enough to know now that those things are actually causing more. Um, this doing the opposite of what these do. So that's what those are made for, do, and that's what the cell phones do, and that's what all electronic devices are doing, literally. Especially the ones that are smartphones and smart devices and all that shit. They're hooked up to Wi-Fi and all that. It's even worse. I mean, that's why our bodies are malfunctioning and failing and not living long like they should. We think that the average life is like, what we have now. It's not. Like, people can live way longer, plants can live way longer, animals live way longer, things can live way longer. Things that have been on this earth have been living for a long time. Um, when they're, consuming the things they're supposed to consume, working the way they're supposed to work. When this planet is working the way it's supposed to work, everything is great. But look at the deserts and look at the world and look at how much of the rainforest is missing. That's how bad the road is. Look at all these, cities and towns with all these lead painted homes and all this like toxic shit and all this electric pollution going off everywhere from everything and all the Wi-Fi out just randomly and all this stuff is just going haywire and stuff. The road can't take it, and it's just bombarding us with door energy, the silent death tone. We're surrounded by it. We're walking in around it. We're like walking around power lines, and the power lines go underneath your feet, underneath the sewers, underneath the sidewalks, and we're literally like wrapped in this unnatural energetic field. So all the power lines that we see and all their houses have all these electronic devices and plugs and electricity and fucking wires and all this stuff in the homes. And even when we walk down the street, those street lights, the crosswalks, even their schools, buildings, hospitals, everywhere we go is going to have this negative silent death tone, negative energy, this door energy emitting, because it's literally been imposed um, for obvious reasons. Because everything could have been made to be scalar and to be made healing us, but it was chosen not to. We went with the wires instead of wireless. When Benjamin Franklin showed everyone the light bulb, Tesla had that shit wireless. But why did they go with the wire one for? Because they knew that they charged people, it's going to be more effective for health purposes, rule and population control, all this stuff to fill up their hospitals, sell their pharmaceuticals, all these things that come from this. This is a win-win for situation for them in every single way, from the spiritual aspect to the physical aspect to the, you know, to all aspects. That's what they do. They have think tanks for shit like this every week. We don't. We as people should start gathering and meeting up and start thinking for ourselves and meet together and join so we can battle this shit. These people are actually meeting every day, every week, and actually praying on this shit so they get away with it, actually sacrificing stuff and actually doing the work that it takes to actually get this in their favor. We just sit at home and don't even care about that shit and just let them get away with it, and then say, oh, we don't believe in stuff like that, we have Jesus, blah blah. Well, then just use that shit to our advantage. Then if that's what you say, let's get together and start doing what they're doing, but for ourselves and for our fucking health and for our goodness and for our safety, and to stop what they're doing. Because I mean, if they're getting together and gathering, and they can actually come together and not fight and not argue, and they can stop watching TV for like a little bit to actually have these meetings to fucking rule us, and have these think tanks to actually come up with these diabolical plans to do all this shit to humanity and everything, then why can't we come together for fucking 20 fucking minutes of our lives, put the TV down, put the remote down, ignore everything else for a minute, and just come do this once a week or once a month or whatever the fuck? But we don't do it at all. If we did, it would be very powerful, just like how it is for them. and they're actually winning and doing this shit. And they get away with murder, raping kids, and kidnapping fucking women, kids, and all this shit everywhere worldwide. And the only reason why they get away with it is because we're not caring about it. We don't do anything to prevent it. We're just sitting at home letting it happen. Oh, it don't happen to us. But we could literally sit and do the work it takes to stop and prevent it, just like how they're doing the work it takes to make it happen for them. I mean, they're understanding that we're not doing that shit. So they're like, let's do it. Let's take advantage of this shit. They have covens and people gathering to do this shit all the fucking time. So why can't we take that shit that serious? I mean, this is that serious. This is your life. This is your family. This is your loved ones. This is the earth. This is all we have, this planet. So if you're just gonna sit there and think, oh, that's some witchcraft, blah blah, you're not supposed. No, dude, it's just coming together with your friends and family and people, and just like having a day of fucking intention, good intentions and shit, putting it out in the ethers and shit as a people together and one, not just separate, not just all scattered and shit, because that's what they're doing and it works. They're sacrificing people and all this shit to make sure they don't get in trouble, and it works literally. And they're ruling systems with this shit, and we're just letting it go. We're just handing it to them. We're like, here you go, just keep it. We're like the nicest slaves they've ever had. We just do everything they want. We go straight back to ourselves and clock in and clock out on time and everything, and like pay our tax, do everything. Watch and you listen to all this bullshit, all this stuff. We like literally are like the nicest slaves they've ever had. Like we're literally like they don't gotta tell us shit. We do it all for them. Like here's our kids, here's our DNA, here's our gold, here's our currency, here's our earth, here's our planet, here's our future, here's everything. Here you go. All we want is the bullshit that doesn't exist, like TV or false reality shows and things that doesn't really fucking matter. Like, we'll spend our money on shit that doesn't fucking, it's not even really cool, what everybody wants. That kind of stuff. So once people see past that shit, we'll see, you'll get to see the points that I'm making, that this place is beautiful and everyone and everything is amazing. We should all be like considering the fact that we all are special more than we think. We're like very, very special more than we think. This is how special it really gets. Look at those freaking storms and fucking black clouds everywhere today, and look at all the healing I did today. Look at all the healing I brought today. This is how I do every day. And this is why they gang stalk me. This is why they target me. This is why, not why, but this is one of the reasons. There's many other reasons, but it's like, come on, dude, I'm not gonna stop now. I already went too far, bro. They could take my whole family. They could take the whole world to play for me. I'll still be doing this shit, but they can't touch me because I'm the light. That's how everyone's got to be. Once you do that, they can't fuck with you. Once everyone starts doing this, they won't be able to fuck with all of us, and they'll just leave this place entirely. They won't even be able to be here. And that'll mean your loved ones and your family members, our neighbors, our whole world will be way better, way better off. So this is like the easiest way to do it too. And you ain't got to do shit. You can still sit inside, watch TV, and leave this outside and let this shit do its own thing. But people still don't want to do that shit. I'm doing this poor man's style, bro. Teaching you how to take a penny, a paperclip, a rock, and a magnet to make fucking chembusters and shit. Like I'm gonna do that in the next video. I'll show people how to do it. Fuck it, whatever. I don't care. I'm just gonna show them. I'm gonna reveal it. You don't need no resins. You don't need this. You don't need that. There's no rules to this shit, dude. You can do it so many different ways. Like this scalar energy works so many different ways. It's not even funny. How 0 point energy, hyperbolic vortex energy, toroidal energy, it's all the same shit, really, in just different contexts. So if you study physics, you study chemistry, you study um, astrology, you study this, you study whatever, metaphysics. There's all these different names for it. 0 point, toroidal, this and that, blah blah, torsion fields. For whatever subject you're studying, they've called it different names. Scalar, orgon, 0 point energy is what I remember it was being called back in the day, and now it's like quantum. It's like it's the same shit, dude. It's all fucking just in different fields. They've called it different things. Like, you know what I mean? In chemistry, they might refer to it as like, hyperbolic or some shit. Like, and for physics, they might refer to it as like 0 point or like whatever. Like, you know what I mean? For yeah, I can't think that well right now with all this frequency and all the changes going on in the earth right now and shit. So my eyes not really working right, but you know what I'm saying. You get the point. So they've come up with all these different names to distract us from what it really is. It's all the same thing, really. Hyperbolic vortex energy. Um, yeah, that's all it is. Hyperbolic vortex technology, orgonite, all that stuff. can busters, all this stuff like that. Like you don't even need the pipes or the water and all that shit. Like they used to show people. They used to show people with the big ass pipes, the big old things, to fucking move the clouds. Dog, all you don't even need that. I can do it with a paper clip, penny, a rock, and a magnet. Like I'm telling you, I can just do it with just copper. It's copper by itself. Like it doesn't even need to be pipes and big old things and all this stuff. I can just take three little small pieces of copper, set it up in a way that boom, that's it. It works. Because it's sacred geometry. Because it's sacred geometry. I know what I'm doing. I know how this shit works. So I'm showing it to you guys, hoping that people will make a difference and do this shit. Because I mean, once you make it, you leave it there. You go do what you want to do. That's it. It's not like you got to do much. Anyone could do this shit. Kid could do it. We could teach kids to make sand pyramids instead of sand castles, but tune them to magnetic north and just leave it like that. Why are people making sandcastles for? That's just not doing anything. If you make a sand pyramid and tune it to magnetic north, that shit will heal the earth. That shit will heal you. It'll heal everyone near it. It'll heal. It'll just heal things. It'll make plants, animals, everything loves that shit. That energy that's coming from it. If you tune it to magnetic north, I'm telling you, tune it to magnetic north. Make a sand pyramid. Leave that shit. That's all you got to do. You don't need no resins, no crystals, no this, no that. It doesn't need anything. That's all you have to do. Simple as that. That's it. So when people online they say, "Oh, you have to have it like this, oh, it has to be like this and like that, like blah blah, it has to be done with resins," I'm like, it's not really true. You can do this so many different ways. Like every way is possible, and there is a possible way to do it anyway in every way. But and yeah, there is rules to make it work right and all that shit. But I mean, literally, you can be done with anything. I take a rock, wrap it with foil, put it outside, boom, set it, stand it up so it's pointing up, and that's it, bro. It's done. It's done. That's it. It's Orgonite. One of the best designs for Orgonite you can do right there. Just wrap fucking a rock and foil, boom, put it outside. Get a big ass stone, wrap that shit up with the fucking shiny side outside and the dull side inside, and boom, that's it. It's fucking Orgonite. That's Faraday cage. And then you ground that shit in the earth, it's nesting. Now they really can't get to it. Now it's protected. Now you know what I'm saying? Like now it's game on with that shit. So that's all you gotta do. It's not that hard. It's not that difficult. You don't need to buy $500 Oregon pyramids online that aren't even made correctly and shit, made opposite way. You're just spending your money on like making these people rich. When like shit, I could use the money. Shit, I could more than them. Those people are tricking you into buying these pyramids, and you spend your money on it. And they're still thinking that they're like conscious and like in people and in this community to be like good and shit. That's fucked up. When there's people like me out here really striving, really stressing. I have kids missing, I have people missing in my life because they won't stop. They want to stop me from doing this shit. They want to stop me from showing people. That's why I've never been online teaching people this shit for so many years. Cause I had to literally go off grid and stop using these cell phones, and all this shit got too hectic and too crazy. And it's still like that, and it's never gonna stop. So they're relentless with that shit. And now they have a phone again, it's even worse. So once I got rid of the phone, it was better, but it still happens. Anyways, so yep, that's how you do it. It's a beautiful world. It's just a beautiful world.